In the material path, there is tremendous struggle involved in trying to succeed. There is cutthroat competition in every field. People have to push their competitors down and climb on their shoulders in order to rise to the top. Progress is illusory, as everything including the body is stripped off at the time of death. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita,
Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad apariharyete natvam shochitum arhasi.
One who has taken birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. One carries no material credits or acquisitions after death. In material life, birth after birth, one accumulates and loses everything at death. So why should we waste our time on this dead lump of flesh, which is flapping only for a few moments? On the other hand, progress of the soul in the spiritual path is real and never lost, even at the time of death. Krishna says,
Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalvamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
Even a little bit of spiritual activity bears tremendous results. Even a small spiritual deed can save one from falling down to animal species. In spiritual path, however, although there are strict regulations, by the Supreme Lord's grace alone can one bypass many intermediary stages and reach the ultimate goal. One who does devotional activities in a small quantity and then deviates enjoys for many years on the planets of pious living entities, and then takes birth into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Therefore, spiritual activity, whether performed in a small or a large quantity, never goes in vain. One who has done a lot of devotional activities but does not complete takes birth in a family of very wise transcendentalists. Such a birth is very rare. There is no competition in the spiritual world. There is a place and Svarupa for every one of us. Spiritual account is an imperishable account. Spiritual activity is always a success. The living entities are like children of the Lord, and as such, they are rightful heirs to the great wealth of their rich father. But because of the reactions to sins committed in previous lives, they are roaming about without a home, suffering from acute poverty. Without proper knowledge, they meet many who promise to help them. A few among these strangers seem rich and prosperous, but the directions they give do not lead to the Father's house. The wealthy strangers suggest many paths such as karma, gnana, or dhyana, but the problem of poverty remains unsolved. The living entities can escape their poverty only by learning and practicing the science of devotional service to the Supreme Lord.
So the beginning of our spiritual path really is to be inspired to the importance of this. Bhakti Yoga is the yoga that especially focuses on awakening that prema, or unselfish spiritual love that is dormant within us. Just the other day, I was on a radio interview with one lady, and she said that years ago she began practicing yoga. And when she heard of bhakti yoga, she was really turned off by the concept. It just sounded too spiritual and religious for her. She was doing yoga because she wanted to be beautiful, vivacious, and healthy. And so she started doing asanas. And gradually, as she did asanas and pranayam, breath control and different types of postures, years and years went by, and she told me, she not only told me, she told all her listeners on the radio. She said that through Hatha Yoga, she started getting a peace of mind that she never had before. And in that peace of mind, she naturally became more and more inclined towards something very deep and spiritual. Although her initial purpose was for health and for beauty and flexibility, she got all that. But it opened her mind and opened her heart for deeper spiritual experiences beyond the temporary physical experiences that yoga gives us. And she said, gradually, I developed a very deep interest in bhakti, the yoga of the heart, the yoga of love, the yoga of connecting to the divine, and to gyan, understanding these different principles. It's the search of the human heart. My beloved Gurudev, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he would say that real spirituality is not about being a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew or a Jain or a Buddhist or a Sikh or a Zoroastrian or a Sufi. It's about connecting to our essence and awakening love of God. And when as that love is awakened, natural compassion and love for every living being, who are all our neighbors.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, explained the science of devotional service to Srila Rupa Goswami at Prayag. These instructions are the crest jewel of teachings for all humanity. The Lord says, according to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down to the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Lord Krishna. By the mercy of both Lord Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. Before coming to the ultimate path of Bhakti Yoga, one may be inspired by many of the yogic paths according to one's inclinations, tendencies, and attachments, even within the purview of acting within the regulations of religion.